Hello everyone, and welcome to Pool Alex, episode 5. At the end of the last episode, our increasingly frustrated scammer was getting very upset with Cassandra because she'd been looking up the story that he was telling her. And we left him just as Cassandra had posed that taxing question. Does he know where Argentina is?
You can't Google where I am, where you at, and think you're gonna know everything that is going on. And I just think that explaining to you will make things worse because you keep on having doubts. And when there's doubts, a tiny doubt, there's nothing that you're gonna believe. And I know that from now. And if you're not gonna believe what I'm saying, then I don't know what I'm gonna do, honestly, because I don't know what to say to you.
Well, you
I
could
told you
stop.
from the
You could stop
get-go.
lying to me, couldn't you? Because we agree that you're in Antarctica, don't we? Yes, you're in Antarctica. Let's make it really simple. Are you in Antarctica?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that as yes. Are you on the Belgrano base?
Yeah, I am.
Yes. And I presume you're aware that that belongs to Argentina. You do know where Argentina is, I presume.
Of course I do.
Okay, where is Argentina?
Where is Argentina?
Yes, where is Argentina?
Are you asking me?
I'm
Argentina?
asking you, where is Argentina?
I don't understand your question.
You don't understand where is Argentina? Is Argentina in Europe? Is it in Africa? Is it in Asia? Is it in North America? Is it in South America? Is it in Australasia?
Oh, come on.
Which continent is Argentina in?
South America.
Okay, so you do understand the question, where is Argentina?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Because I would have expected a highly educated man such as yourself, who's a rocket scientist, to have not had too much trouble with understanding a question such as, where is Argentina? So you know where Argentina is, and you know that you're on a base owned by Argentina. I know that's two questions at once, so I realise you might have difficulty answering.
No, I don't.
Okay. Which do you not know? No to which? You don't know who owns the base, or you don't know where Argentina is?
I don't know who owns the base.
You've been working in a base and you don't know who owns it. I find that highly unlikely.
Really?
Very rarely, yes.
Okay. First of all, there's one thing you should know. It's we don't ask questions. We just work.
You don't have a contract of employment then? You don't know who employs you?
Of course I do. I didn't just take a flight and flew over here just to see people. We had a written agreement.
Okay,
All right?
who was the written agreement with?
And why should I be telling you that? Why should I be telling you that?
Because it's perfectly
What is top secret to you? What is the meaning of top secret to you?
It's perfectly obvious that you're lying to me. Even a brain-dead idiot like yourself must realise how obvious your lies are.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so
may I suggest that if you wish, may I suggest that, shut up. May I suggest that if
shut
you wish,
the up, all right? You can be telling me that.
Okay, thank you very much. I withdraw the invitation for your son to come stay with me, and I withdraw the invitation for you to come. I do not wish to have anything further to do with you. You're clearly a very rude man.
Oh, you're telling me to shut up, and I tell you same, and now I'm rude?
Yes, you used a considerably worse... you used the F word. Let's be honest about it. You swore at me. I have not sworn at you yet.
Oh, yet?
Yes, and it's perfectly obvious that you're lying to me.
Okay,
and let me ask you a simple question. For some reason you think that's funny.
Listen, let me ask you a question. How many times do I ask you questions about your estate and all that, the things you're doing and all that? Like, how many times?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you have no idea? I'll tell you. You've been having doubts from day one, and you're unsure about what you're doing, and you're going online, Googling things, making sure of some things that are unclear. And that's why you can't just trust anybody because it's just you. You have trust issues. It's written all over your voice. Like you have trust issues. I don't ask you questions about your estate. I don't ask you how you manage your estate. I just trust that you're doing what you're doing for you. Then I informed you that I'm sending my kid over because I want to start a family. And you can't even just wait after that to know if what I'm saying is false or not. You can't even wait because you're so judgmental about things. Can't you at least wait till I send my kid over? Then you know what you're doing?
Oh, you think I should wait until your child arrives to discover that you're lying to me? So you're trying to send your child and get rid of him, is that what you're saying?
To get rid of my child? Really?
Well, that's what it's sounding like, that you want to send your...
Oh
But
my
what you really
God.
wanted to do was send your child, so I had him before I discovered you were lying to me.
You think is about that? You think I don't take care of my own child?
Well,
You think I can't take care of my child?
it's perfectly obvious that you can't from what you've just said to me, that you think I shouldn't have looked anything up until after your son arrived. So basically what you've just said to me is you didn't want me to realise you were lying to me until after your son arrived.
I didn't want you to be judgmental about things and just leave. I don't question you. I don't question you because I don't see a reason to. But you've been questioning me from day one.
Yes, and obviously I have good reason to, because it's quite obvious that most of what you've said to me was lies.
Really?
Well, wouldn't you say so? You send somebody a photograph of a Second World War engine and tell them it's a top secret missile engine. Do you not think that might have made me think that was a bit strange?
Yeah, you could
And
actually
then you tell me
tell
you're on the
things.
Belgrano base. But when you told me that, you said to me, "Oh, I was already supposed to know," as if you'd already told me, which you hadn't. And then when I looked it up, I find it belongs to Argentina, and now you tell me you don't even know who owns it. And yet somehow that's supposed to be my fault. Anyway, as I say,
No,
I withdraw my
no,
invitation. I
it's
don't wish to have anything further to do with either you or your son.
okay. You're pissed right now, and I can understand very well, and that's my fault. Okay?
Yes, it most definitely is your fault, and I'm sick of all your excuses. I prefer a proper gentleman who acts like a gentleman, and who a proper just for information, a proper gentleman would have said to me, "Would it be all right if I send my son to you before I arrive? I have booked him into XYZ school. His nanny will be accompanying him. There will be no problem with him settling in because I will have talked to him myself. He will come at least 4 weeks before term starts." And you would have made all of the arrangements instead of just making pathetic excuses.
Okay. Can you give me time to make the arrangements?
No,
48 hours
unfortunately,
max?
I'm not God. I cannot make time.
Okay, 48 hours max.
Well, I suggest you get on with it then.
Okay? That's good with you?
Okay, no more pathetic excuses. He is your son. And he's only 8 years old, you know, he's not 18. He can't look after himself. He's dependent on you.
Okay. I'll make sure
And I expect you
make
to
your
behave like a
routines.
proper father and a proper gentleman.
Okay, ma'am, I'm so sorry.
No,
I
stop it.
make
You see, you're doing it again. Okay, ma'am. No, what you mean is, oh, I'm most... Right, and stop. It's not funny.
I'm just trying to joke with you.
Well,
You're so serious, babe.
I'm terribly
Can you
sorry, but
loosen up a bit?
the future of your 8-year-old son is not a laughing matter, and if you think it is, then I really don't wish anything further to do with you.
It's not funny,
No, that's what
okay?
I've just
The
told you. It is not
future,
funny, and it's
the
you that's
future of
laughing.
my child, it's not funny. I had everything in life. My parents provided everything for me in life. And I don't intend to not provide things for my son.
Excellent. Then I suggest you get on and do it.
Okay, I'll get to it right away.
Excellent.
Thanks a lot for today, though.
And don't try bullshitting me into telling me you booked him into something by Sunday evening when we both know that all schools are closed for the weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Awesome. I just thought I'd point that out. I will expect to see a letter from whichever school you tell me you've booked him into, so that I can trust you. Because, as you say, I now have trust issues. I don't trust anything that you say. So I will expect to see a letter of confirmation from whichever school you decide to choose.
Okay, you get it.
Okay, well, I don't think I
Thanks.
wish to talk to you any further this evening. I've had enough of you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And I'm
I'm
sick of
sorry
your
for.
pathetic excuses and your pathetic apologies. I'd prefer you to act like a gentleman.
Got it.
Excellent.
I'm just sorry for using the F word.
Yes, I'm sorry as well. I hope you don't talk like that in front of your son.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks a lot for today, though.
Thanks a lot for what?
Babe, you have to make lame excuses for the school, and I'm sorry for making you do all that.
Yes, so am I. Thank you very much. It was most embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Won't happen again.
No, you're quite right. It won't happen again.
Okay, I'll let you go, and I'll start session for schools close by.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Okay then. Bye for now.
They're all closed till Monday, babe, said our rather chastened man after the call had ended. I'll contact them on Monday. Yes, that's exactly what I told you, replied Cassandra. Yeah, you did. I'll email them first thing Monday morning. Okay. If you still want to come here, please take your child's welfare and education seriously. Please stop acting like a teenage kid. Man up, grow up, and act like a proper gentleman. I really don't have time for whining moaners in my life. This is a large working estate, not a holiday camp, where children and their nannies can come and go at random. Your son needs time to settle into his new surroundings, and so does his nanny. If you've managed to find a school, please tell me when they'll be arriving, which airport they will be coming to, and which flight they'll be coming on, so I can arrange to collect them from the airport. All will be sorted, and I'll tell you everything. Okay, thanks. Are you working today? I've not been doing much apart from feeding the livestock. It's a bit wet and drizzly here. I might start sorting out the things in the nursery. The estate manager is going to paint it next week. There are 2 bedrooms, a bathroom and a small sitting room in the nursery wing. I hope your nanny won't mind sharing a bathroom with your son. What's the name of your nanny? Will your son be bringing his toys, or should I get some for him? What kind of things does he like playing with? Babe! You don't to worry, he said. I'll get everything he need. Okay, it would be very helpful if you could tell me about him. What kind of things he likes and dislikes. Does he play an instrument? Can he ride? Does he ride a bicycle? Does he like animals? I don't know anything about him. Which school does he currently attend? I think it would be helpful if the nanny could call me on here or on Facebook so I can talk to her. I'd like her to call me, please, so I can actually speak to her. Okay, I'll arrange that, he said. Thanks. Have you sorted out the visas and flights yet? Why is it so difficult to get you to talk about arrangements for your son? Why aren't you asking me all sorts of questions to make sure you're happy about his welfare? Sorry for the late replies, he said. I'm more worried about the school. When I settle with that, everything else can be settled. OK, did you manage to contact any? I mailed 2 so far. OK, hopefully one of them will get back to you. Good day. Been waiting on the school. I didn't want to text you till everything is sorted, he said later that day. Just thought to let you know. OK, maybe you'll need to phone them if they don't get back to you. Which school does your son currently attend? She asked again. You've gone very quiet. I've never met a man that wasn't keen to talk about his own children. If your son's coming here, I need to know about him. Please answer all the questions I asked. And tell me anything else you think I should know about him. I assume you do actually have a son. Or is he a figment of your imagination? And please, not some stupid remarks, such as he's a very smart and intelligent child. I want to know about him, please. I didn't go all quiet on you, dear, he said. I had an accident at work yesterday. And I've been at the hospital. And he sent a photo of a man with his arm in a sling. And as far as I can tell, it wasn't the same man that was on his profile on Facebook. But that's not an excuse, he said. I'll call the schools tomorrow. And not to worry, I'll have the nanny email you, so you guys can work on everything you'd like, and I'll work on the school. Sorry about your shoulder, said Cassandra. I'll be fine, thanks. Hi, babe. Hi. You doing all right now? Still out, he asked. No, I'm in the house. It's pouring the rain. Cold? I suppose you're busy. That's why you can't say much now. I'm sorry, one of my cousins rang. We haven't spoken for ages. I'm just off to bed now. Hope your shoulder's okay tomorrow. I hope your cousins are all right, he said. It's nice to catch up with family. Only wish I had one at some point. I suppose you're in bed already. No good night or anything? How's the shoulder today? Asked Cassandra the next morning. Not sure what you mean by no good night or anything. I told you I was just off to bed, and said I hope your shoulder was better. Wasn't that good enough for you? And please, please, please sort out the nanny talking to me and their flight. If they aren't here at least 2 weeks before the new term starts, then I won't accept them. And I'm getting very, very, very tired of asking you about your son. Your flesh and blood. If you can't or won't tell me about him today, then I withdraw the invitation anyway. I've never in my entire life met a man who can't or won't tell me about their own child. This is your last chance, and I do mean it. If you're that disinterested in your own child's welfare, then you're definitely not the kind of man I want a relationship with. My shoulder is getting all right, he said. All right, all right. So, what do we need for the invitation process? What invitation process? Your son and his nanny need to be here by the end of next week. You haven't yet got visa. You haven't yet booked flights. You haven't yet told me anything about your son. You haven't even told me which school he currently attends. You haven't asked me anything about the facilities I will provide. It's clear that you couldn't give an expletive about your own son's welfare. If you haven't booked the flights by the end of today, then I withdraw the invitation for them to come and stay. I need to know which flight they're on so I can arrange to meet them. They aren't on any flight, he said. Arrangements need to be made on all that. As I said, if you haven't booked the flights by the end of today, then I withdraw the invitation for them to come here. I simply cannot believe how totally disinterested you seem to be in your own son's welfare. I will need to know the airline they're flying with, the flight number, arrival time and airport, please. I've been trying to make a bank transfer to his guardian all week, said our man, finally realising that he needed to ask for money, and I've been unable to do so. And it seems to be as a result of my contract with my current employer, and my accounts are currently frozen. And you've just found that out now. How many accounts do you have? She asked. I've been thinking it's an issue with me, but found out yesterday, and I don't know how I can even ask you to help with money to file even paperwork in the States to get his guardian a temporary legal guardianship authorization to be able to take him to the UK, as he can't travel alone. And you've just realised that his nanny needs a temporary guardianship, so what do you want me to do? I've 3 accounts, of which I've one fixed deposit of over 3.2 million. Didn't say 3.2 million what? In one, I can't access that till the end of my contract. Right now, I want you to tell me how long you can hold your invitation, and if you can help me get the money for the paperwork in the States. And if the person that you're talking to online tells you that their account's been frozen or they can't access it because of their location, then you know you're talking to a scammer. You have 3 accounts, and you seriously expect me to believe you can't access any of them. I think I made it very clear that the invitation will be withdrawn if you haven't booked flights by the end of today. I suggest you sort it out quickly. You don't trust me, said our man, doing the usual thing of throwing it back to Cassandra with emotional blackmail. Is that what this is? That's a very rude and extremely childish way of trying to excuse your own lack of action, said Cassandra. I've been asking you to book the flights, get the visas, and tell me about your son. But no, you've done everything possible to avoid doing any of those. So please don't blame me for your own ineptitude and apathy. I have repeatedly made it clear that the flights need to be booked by the end of today. If you can't or won't do that, then that is your loss and due to your own lack of action. It is currently nearly 8 p.m. here. You have 4 hours to sort it out, or you can forget coming here. And if you really do have 3 accounts, and they really have all been frozen, then I seriously question what you've been doing with all those accounts. Or are they frozen because you're so much in debt that you have used all your overdraft facilities? I've been embarrassed to ask you, he said. So you think I'd just ask you, out of the blue? So you thought you'd wait until it was too late, and then try to make me feel it's my fault. That won't work. It isn't my fault. Answer the question, man. Why are all 3 accounts frozen? Are you in debt? I've 2 checking accounts, which are current blocked, because I tried to access it remotely, he said, and not a lot of pathetic excuses that make it my fault. But I can give you the login to the fixed deposit account. Bollocks, replied Cassandra. People access bank accounts remotely all the time. It opens, he said, but for some reasons I can't seem to get the full page. I want a real reason, please, replied Cassandra, not pathetic excuses. Bollocks, he said. What does that mean? Yes, bollocks, replied Cassandra. I suggest you use a dictionary. Do you know what an OTP is, he said. Of course I do, replied Cassandra. I suggest you check. How one get one, he said. Why, replied Cassandra, I don't need one. An OTP is a one-time password. I don't have one for it, he said, and this is exactly the kind of embarrassment I was avoiding. Thanks. Well, it's a bit late to be realising that now. You have 4 hours to book their flights. If you give me the airline website and tell me which flight you want, I'll book them on the flight for you, which is exactly, of course, what scammers don't want you to do, because that way they don't get their hands on your money. It's not just the booking, he said hastily. You can always book, but it's the paperwork to get him out. And how long does that take to obtain? Replied Cassandra. 5 to 9 working days, maybe. That's too late. You should have sorted all that out last week, but you were too apathetic to do it. So I withdraw the invitation for them to come here, and I withdraw the invitation for you to come. You're clearly incompetent, not the kind of man I would want to be with. Imagine a man who can't even tell me about his own son. That tells me everything I need to know about you. Goodbye. Oh, and you're ghosted. Please feel free to talk to yourself. You might make the next episode of Hall of Heartbreak, she said. All right, he said. I've always known I'm alone in this world, but I never knew you would be out of my life so quickly, making fun out of my situation. And even if my son doesn't get in this term, he can always get in next term. But like I knew this would be your first reaction if I asked you for help, said our man, and disappeared. So he probably won't make it into the next episode of Hall of Heartbreak. I hope you enjoyed this tale of a scammer who apparently didn't care about his own child. If you did, please like it, please share it, please comment down below, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.